the obscure vintage collection just grows and grows and grows. This is a headphone I never anticipated buying. I never thought of buying. I never, I don't know. I never thought of this headphone. I didn't know this headphone. This was never a headphone on my radar, but I saw this on eBay, pretty good price, and I was like, what the heck? I just have to, I have to collect them one day or the other to finish my collection. So I thought, it's time to, buy this headphone and just, forget it ever happened. So I received this headphone. I had zero hopes for it because, look at it, I was pretty sure this was just gonna be one of those, just one of those very old headphones. It's not gonna be as special as the DT48. It's just gonna be one of those old Beyerdynamics that nobody cares about, and that would be the end of it. But this is probably the only headphone in my entire collection and in my entire experience of collecting vintage headphones that has surprised me more than anything else ever. The potential of this headphone after correction and just the overall electrodynamic transducer used inside, and the potential it has to have the fidelity that you want out of a modern headphone is what you can get out of this headphone. And I think that's amazing. This is the Beyerdynamic DT96A, 50 ohms, made in Germany, one of the oldest Beyerdynamics in the world, alongside the Beyerdynamic DT48, 1970 approximately, 1960, I'm not sure on the date, but it's a very old headphone, and in my opinion, it's one of the best, one of the finest vintages I have ever listened to in my entire life. You go and read about this headphone, you will know that the frequency response of this headphone, not the frequency response, the frequency range is like 30 hertz to 17 kilohertz. So it rolls off pretty early. There is no reproduction above 17k. So that's something to keep in mind. But again, we really don't hear that well up to I can hear up to 19, but still, I'm just saying this extends only up to 17k. So it's not a modern headphone when it comes to the frequency range and just the capability and the technical capability of this headphone. But don't let that fool you, because I'm pretty sure that frequency range that we're getting, that 17k, that probably has to do more with the what you call the measurement technique back in the day. Probably the microphones just weren't capable of recording such high frequencies. I think the headphone is easily producing about 19. It's producing about 20k, but because I tested it and it's playing 19 without any problem. So it's probably the microphones just not capable enough to completely extract the potential of this headphone back in the day, back in the 60s, 70s. But this headphone is definitely capable of going all the way up, even though the technical data says otherwise. That's fine. The frequency range, that doesn't, that's not the story. The frequency response of this headphone uncorrected is atrocious. You cannot listen to it. There's no bass response. There's nothing. It's a garbage. It's a mess. You fix this up. I have a list of all the headphones I say hard to correct, easy to correct, medium. The word I used in my in my library was golden unit. I said this headphone is a golden unit. What I mean by that is just after one single correction, just one curve. I just gave it one curve. I didn't spend much time with it. Just one curve, and I knew that moment. This is a headphone that's gonna take it to the next level, unlike anything I've heard. Let's talk about the sound of this headphone, because fuck the vintage aspect of this. I want to talk about the sound. The bass response of this headphone is bar none amazing. It extends all the way up, all the way down to 30 hertz without any issue. You can really extract the bass response out of this headphone. It's phenomenal. It's extremely fast, very linear. Bass response, transient response is incredible. The mid range, as I said, is very colored, uncorrected, but after you correct it, it's phenomenal. The detail retrieval of this headphone is, as I said in my previous video of the K260, I said it's one of the best electrodynamics in terms of detail. Well, this beats that. It's that highly detailed. I have no words for this headphone. It's incredible. One more thing I really like about this DT96 is the ear pads. You can look at it. Very interesting ear pads. Comfort of this headphone is not the greatest. The headband is just this. There's no padding. The sliders, they flop around. The pads are very soft. These are very nice vinyl. The overall shape of the ear pad is very similar to the DT48 Nagra, as well as the DT48S. but the material quality is completely different. This is a very soft vinyl, whereas the Nagra and the DT48S, they used a very stiff, very hard vinyl. So this is definitely a different material compared to the DT48S and the DT48 Nagra. So the comfort of at least the ear pads is pretty good. Headband not so much. The DT96, one more thing, Beyerdynamic made the DT96 as they also were OEM for a lot of companies. Like Simon's made a headphone which looked like a DT96. It probably was. This is the DT96A audiometric. There is also a normal DT96 which is I think 400 ohm the impedance. This is 50 ohm impedance, so that's something to keep in mind. So they only came in two versions, the 96A and the normal 96 which was 400 ohm, and the 96A which is 50 ohm. So that's the only differentiating factor, I think, as far as I know, versus the audiometric and the normal one, which which is 400 ohm. So if you get this headphone, you can find this on eBay for not a lot of money. Get this headphone. If you know how to correct headphones, if you know what you're doing with filtering, do it. If you can do inverse filtering with this headphone, I mean, it is amazing. I think this is one of the best electrodynamics vintages, at least I've heard, and very potential. Comfort, not that good. Seal, it's pretty easy to get a seal on this headphone because the ear pads are pretty nice, but still, I mean, it's not the best. It's not the most ergonomic design, as you can obviously see. So I like this headphone. I love this headphone. I think it's a gem. Nobody knows about it. Probably nobody will believe me that it's this good, but well, that's how it is. You have to hear it to believe it. It's amazing. DT96A. I'll see you guys next time with more vintage headphones. Take it easy, and like always, have a good one.